Welcome back, everybody, to the second episode of the JY podcast. Today, we will be talking about this season of The Flash, and it's not good. It seems like the writers they kind of dug themselves into a hole, and they don't really know where to go with the show, and so they're throwing in plot devices, throwing out plot devices. It's a mess.
Yeah, this is like these last two episodes have been terrible. I'm honestly said they're some of the worst Flash episodes, especially last week's episode, season 7, episode 3. That episode was just terrible. The whole wrap up to the Mirrorverse arc, because if you didn't know, before COVID happened, like it was supposed to be 22 episodes last season. So the first 3 episodes of this season wrapped up last season. So if COVID didn't happen, this episode would have been the finale of season 6, and it was the worst possible finale you could have given it. The whole Mirrorverse arc to begin with was just terrible. Eva was a garbage villain, and she just really had no motivation. I didn't know where they were going with her character. And then her now to only have this idiotic redemption after killing her husband, trapping people in the Mirrorverse, which in this episode, episode 4, they show people and how this pretty much gave them like trauma and affected them. Like this had an impact on people, and for her to just be able to walk away like nothing happened, they just let her go, was some of the most garbage writing.
Yeah, and the actress they used for Eva really didn't help the situation. Like throughout the whole Mirrorverse saga, like she wasn't that great of an actress. It's kind of par for the course for CW and Flash specifically. She, like in the scene where they kind of let her go, she kind of like changes to the good side, and she does it like that. It hardly needed convincing. You like the actress, she didn't convey any emotion or any change in character. She just kind of switched, said, "Oh, I'm good now."
Yeah, her facial expressions were kind of a robot. Like her and Cicada from season 5 are tied as the worst villains on the show. She might arguably be worse than Cicada. I honestly don't know. Because Cicada at least had, kind of a good backstory, a decent motivation. Her, she had none of that. I don't understand anything about her character. She was just terrible. And that wasn't even the worst part of this episode. The worst part was how Barry and Iris basically they said their love is as strong as the lightning that bolt that hit him 7 years ago, and that's pretty much what got him his power back. The power of love. This this was so stupid on so many levels. And if this was the conclusion they were going to give to the Flash losing his speed, they should have never had him lose in the first place. It was just a joke. This whole story.
Exactly. It seemed like it was going to be such a big deal, and it kind of is. Like the main character of the show in The Flash losing his ability to run, and they just fix it with the power of love. They've been doing that stuff since the Care Bears, and they think they're creative, like writers for using it in The Flash.
Yeah, it's just so stupid. And yeah, I thought he was gonna make his own Speed Force. So that's what they're like going with. I don't know if this is pretty much a new his own Speed Force now, but it's just this storyline. I thought it was gonna be interesting. The end of the episode, it showed the lightning bolts. I'm assuming maybe new speedsters. I don't know. These two episodes have been terrible, and they're probably not gonna be good villains either. I think that the worst thing about these two are the villain pep talks. Like I said with Eva, he gave like a whole pep talk to her, and she was like, "Oh, well, I don't want to be evil anymore," and she left. And then same thing this episode with Abracadabra, which was even worse because this dude, he was in season 3, and I thought he was pretty cool in that season in his one episode appearance. And Barry was like, "There's one scene I really like. He was like, if there's a glimmer of light in you, please, I'm begging you to tell me you've sabotaged." And Abracadabra was like, "Yeah, no, I'm not telling you." It was pretty much just like a middle finger saying like, yeah, there's no redemption in him. And then this episode, suddenly, oh, there's redemption. Like he gave, dude, Abracadabra was about to destroy the whole city, and their plan was that Barry was gonna go up and give him a pep talk. Like, how risky could that be? It was so cheesy, and I just Abracadabra looked like an idiot this episode. And the fact that he died 2 minutes later after that was just terrible. I loved Abracadabra, and I hated how he in season 3, and I hated his treatment in this episode.
I know, and they're treating him like he's Batman, where he just can't kill. But they never even consider it an option. But like with all these villains, it's not like the Joker who's gonna like, yeah, I'm gonna blow up a building. Like they're hurting a lot of people, and they're like, well, I'm just gonna talk to them. It's fine, like like Batman who doesn't kill, the writers come up with creative ways for him to like solve the solution. But in this show, if the only other option rather than killing is just to talk to the villain, it makes no sense.
Yeah, it's so stupid, man. These pep talks is easily what's dragging these episodes down. They're so bad. And these next few episodes don't look promising either, which is why I'm going on to say this season is going to be one of the worst. This one of the things about this new showrunner, Eric Wallace, is he's been sidelining Barry in some of these episodes. And honestly, I don't care about much of the other Team Flash members. These were the characters that I really just cared about. Flash, I did like Ralph, but we all know what happened with that and his actor getting fired, so he's gone. And I don't know, like the Wells they introduce each season. But I think that they're gonna not introduce Wells this season. His actors, I think, taking a break. But that also leads me to the next thing I really hated, which was their treatment was OG Wells, original Wells, and how in season 1, like, Reverse Flash killed him, like, and pretended to be him, or I guess took over his body. And people were like, we want to see what this original Wells would have been like before Thawne killed him. So at the end of season 7, episode 2, he comes back to life. And I was so excited when I saw this. I was like, this is what I've been waiting to see. I can't wait to see this. I can't wait to see how he reacts to Eobard Thawne pretending to be him and dragging his name through the mud. You know, sending a confession that he was responsible for the murder of someone. Like, I want to see his reaction on this, but nope, he knew everything else all of a sudden, and he wasn't really phased by it. Like, what in the world? And they said the only reason they came back was because all the wells were gone, and so they needed a wells in this earth to create a balance. Like, what? What's so special about wells to keep the balance of this earth? It was so stupid.
Yeah, I don't know where they got that from. Like in other like in the comics and a lot of movies and shows and stuff, they always go into like the multiverse or whatever, go to other Earths. That is never a thing. Like they pulled that out of nowhere. And it like in a show like this with like a character like that, it it feels random, it's like they're throwing like salami at the wall and seeing what sticks. They're just trying everything they can to make a good episode, and none of it works.
Exactly. OG Wells was the biggest wasted opportunity. This dude could have seriously had a great storyline. And the worst part is he leaves after the episode, he comes back. And also, I don't know what was up with it. They're like trying to make it look like he was up to something, or like he might have been Reverse Flash. And honestly, if that's the case, I'm done. I'm done if they do this again. Like, stop making Reverse Flash Wells and just get his original actor back. He's way better, and I don't know why he hasn't come back on the show. I think for this season, I don't know who the villains are gonna be, but honestly, I wouldn't mind if it's another speedster villain. These new villains have been terrible. Um, Godspeed, I wouldn't mind. He's a pretty good one. Um, Red Death, he could work too. But these villains have been terrible, and I don't see them getting any better unless they're a speedster.
Honestly, they just need to get rid of all the drama and realize the only times their shows were ever good was when they just have fast man punch a lot. They should just change their direction to a mindless action show, and it would probably get better reception than the like love story drama that they have going on now.
Yeah, I've seen this said a lot, and it might be true, but COVID like has an effect on maybe like some of the scenes because I don't know when these were filmed if they could get that close to each other. But honestly, you could have just fixed it with better writing. And Team Flash right now, when I say I don't care about the members, they also like Cisco and Caitlyn haven't had an interesting storyline since season 3. They've honestly gone nowhere with the characters. And Cisco's powers. Why in the world would he give it up if he's gonna try to use them again in these episodes with a proto suit? Like, what were they honestly thinking of making him give up his powers? He had like the most useful powers on the team, first of all. And second, his reason was like, I don't know, we want a normal life, but he's still with Team Flash, so and he was saying like his girlfriend might be not like happy about it, but his girlfriend like she was totally fine with it. So him taking the cure and not having powers was just stupid.
Yeah, and I've been saying this the whole time, but that really just shows like a lack of planning. Like they made him get rid of his powers, and they probably planned for him to have a whole arc where he, lives without his powers and his girlfriend is happy or whatever, whatever. But they decided, oh, we have a season finale. We probably need Cisco in there, so they just gave him the proto suit, and it was really lame. It looked terrible. The suit, it was just an eyesore on screen. It almost like ruined some of the scenes. You get to look at it and it's like, wow, that's just much worse.
Yeah, this suit was so dumb. And yeah, like you said, they probably just brought him back. Dude, I don't know why he didn't have it. Because in Crisis on Infinite Earths in the crossover, Monitor gives him back his powers. They could have just after that have him keep his powers for the rest of the show, and it would have been fine. But instead, showing like nope. When Oliver sacrificed himself, it undid the Monitor giving Cisco powers. Like Cisco is going nowhere as a character. They don't know what to do with him, and it's just so hilariously bad. I swear, they just need to kill him off or something. It is just a mess right now. And the ending was to Killer Frost. I don't know if it's just me, but Killer Frost as a character has not been interesting at all since season 3. And her actress is kind of terrible. She's just cringy in some scenes, and I don't know. It's probably just me. I don't know if it's an unpopular opinion, but yeah. Every member of Team Flash is a mess right now, except for Barry, and even his character has some garbage writing now.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Well, I don't know about you. I feel like we've trashed on the show long enough here. If you want to have say anything else, or are we good?
Yeah, I'm just saying this season when this season turned out to be the worst season or like one of the worst seasons, just we predicted it here first. This show is not looking to get any better. The description of the next few episodes don't look good. Barry isn't even the main focus of one, so yeah, this show is not going to be any better.
All right, then I guess we can wrap it up there. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.